So I had this wonderful, fantastic idea to come outside and do my video. And there's airplanes and rain. So we're gonna take this party inside. Hey there. Welcome back to the Bachelorette Diaries. I am Erica. I am, and I thank you for tuning in to chat with me. The title of today's video is I Am a Full Woman. And today's video is inspired by my recent dating experience. Yes, your girl has been dating. It's been interesting to say the least. But I have come in contact with a few different situations that I want to discuss. The first situation is the gentleman who, let's just be real, the man who's playing games, okay? Maybe he's older, maybe he's been married and divorced, maybe he's just not ready for commitment. So the only thing he really has to offer is games. He sells this image of who he is, of what he wants with you, but really, he just kind of wants to add you to the list of people that he strings along throughout his lifetime. Now, a way to combat this type of guy or this type of girl, if you are a gentleman watching this video, a way to combat that situation is to know before you get involved exactly what you're getting involved with. Just about everybody has a social media profile. Who are they following? What are they liking? And it's not all, you can't judge a complete character by their social media behavior, but at the same time, if you are a gentleman and you following a young lady and all of her pictures are, she's half naked or she's entertaining a lot of guys, clearly she's not going to be the type of woman you want to settle down with. And ladies, if he's only following those Instagram models, the ones who are half naked and shaking their rump and doing it, etc., and then like literally he's only following those type of women, what do you think he's looking for within you? Even if you are not that type of woman, if that is what he's consuming himself with, if that is the type of woman that he's enthralled by, when it comes to you, he's looking at you, wanting you to play that part, and he may not say it. But if you watch his actions, if you observe long enough before making any big movements or any drastic decisions, if you observe, you will see that he is driven by lust. He's just playing games. He's not ready to settle down. He's not trying to love you. He's not trying to provide a home for you. He's not trying to grow. He's not trying to build. And then another way that you can see this is you'll see his own individual life. If a man has not built anything for himself, what can he give you? If a woman is not on her way anywhere, if she doesn't know how to sustain her own life, if she cannot make a meal for herself, if she's not even willing to learn to cook for herself, why do you think that she will be a good mate for you? Because even if she learns to cook for you, it's just based on you. And the minute that she decides that you getting on her nerves or you're not worth it anymore, her effort is gone. The same for that gentleman. So we have to be woke, you guys. We talk about staying woke and being like culturally aware and all of this, but in relationships, we need to open our eyes. Before you say yes to the date, before you exchange the phone number, maybe you should exchange your Instagram handle first. See what they're about. See what they talk about. See who they talk to. And it's not to be stalkerish, but you got to protect your space, because once you enter into that relationship, it's a wrap. It becomes a piece of you. Once you share yourself with someone, even if it's not sex, once you open up and share your heart with someone, your emotion and your soul with somebody, they're a part of you forever. And if you break up, you have to work on getting them out of you. So we have to be intentional in the beginning. So that first guy I talked about again was the gentleman that was kind of just playing games. The second type of gentleman that I've run into lately is the guy that he doesn't really have an idea of who he is, and he doesn't really have a goal in life. He just knows he wants a woman. And he's looking for a woman who's really driven and passionate and successful, because then it gives him an easy out, meaning he doesn't have to figure out himself because you got yourself together. So he's that guy that's kind of like a puppy dog behind you. I'll follow you anywhere. I'll do anything you need me to do. I'm all yours. Day, noon, and night. I'm all yours. You're hungry? I'm going to bring you some food. And look, there's nothing wrong with a man catering to a woman every now and then and serving her. I think the idea is beautiful. However, as a man, if your sole purpose is to wake up and stalk a woman and call a woman and be all up in this woman's face, You might need to find something else to do with your time. You might want to get a vision for your own life, a plan for your own life, because no matter how great the woman is, no matter how great the man is, you are an individual soul, and you are responsible for this life that has been given to your soul. If you spend your whole life trying to fulfill another individual, when you die, then what? Then what do you say to God? Well, I love them. I fulfilled their dreams. I fed their spirit. What about your own? So this gentleman, the one that I specifically am speaking of, I actually made a video inspired by him called I Don't Like Him, but I Like the ... because he was full of benefits. He was always wanting to give me gifts, and he was showering me with compliments and attention, and all of that is absolutely phenomenal. But at the same time, if you don't know who you are as an individual, what can you do for me? I'm not here to raise you. I don't want to raise you. I want to enjoy life with you. But if you don't know what you want to do, I can't make every decision. I don't want to have to make every decision. That's exhausting. I don't want to have to be the only brain in the relationship, the only brain in the room. That is exhausting. So again, I tell you, when we're dating, we have to observe these people. What are their patterns? What were they doing before you appeared? Because they're not going to magically turn into Prince Charming just because you're there. She's not going to magically turn into Cinderella just because you give her a shoe. It doesn't work that way. The old saying goes, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And it's absolutely true. You can't get blood out of a turnip, as my mama says. So if you're dealing with a man or a woman and they're showing you who they are, pay attention. All right. So first we went over the guy who was just about games. And then we had the guy who has no vision for his life. So he's kind of like just a puppy dog pal, just on your knees, on your heels, on his knees, on your heels, nipping behind you, just following, chasing. I just want to be in your presence. I'll do anything to show you that I'm the one. All of that is great, but you have to have a plan for your life. I love the idea of a man being completely devoted and completely interested in me. But if all you know is me, that's going to be a horrible life. That means I have to live on this pedestal for my whole life, and I have to be perfect. And what is perfect? I have to be your image of me forever to be loved by you, because the only thing you have going on is me. That is exhausting. That is terrifying. So again, we're going to avoid the guy playing games, and we're going to avoid the man with no vision. Now, lastly, the last one I want to mention is, it's kind of bittersweet, because I have a male friend, and I've done the video that says men and women friendships just don't work, and I'm speaking from experience. And here's an example. When I was 15, I met a young man, and we became really good friends, and I'm now 30, so that's a 15-year-old friendship. There's been no sex, no kissing, no dating, no romanticism. There's been nothing except a really great friendship. We talk about everything. We talk for hours. He's been to family functions. I've been to his home. Like, we've done so much together. But we're not together. He pursues other women. I've been with other men. You know, that kind of thing. It seems pointless. Like, one day we were speaking, and he and I were speaking, and we actually said, this makes no sense. Why be with somebody if it doesn't feel like what you and I have? And it's crazy to be in a situation like that when you're speaking to a gentleman and he's saying these things, but at the same time, he's making no effort to make your friendship more than a friendship. He's extremely comfortable with you being his BFF. He's extremely comfortable with being able to confide in you and rely on you and be loved by you without actually having to step up to the plate to be what you need. Now, friends are great, and I absolutely adore this young man, and he knows it. But I tell him all the time, like, male and female friendships, that's an illusion. If it's not going anywhere, what are we doing? And there have been periods that I've pulled away from him because what are we doing? Why are you taking me to dinner? Why are we going meet? Why are you with my family? Why are we doing this? If you're going to leave and go date her, if you're going to go and try to pursue a marriage with her, if I'm going to go and be with him, why are we wasting each other's time? But then on the flip side of that, if you have someone in your life and that's what you have, why kid yourself into believing that is not the person that you should be with? If you truly have a male or female friend, that it has been legitimately a great friendship, nothing but love and growth and experience, and it has lasted and there's longevity, and no matter how many relationships have come in and out of your life, you find yourself always having that friendship, why not take a chance? If especially you want to be married. If you believe that there is great love out there and you have this great friend, hello somebody, 1 + 1 = 2 all day long. But at the same time, I can't make that decision for anyone. So like I said, I've pulled away from my personal male friend many times simply because, what are we doing this for? If you're not going to give me your last name, you should probably stop playing with my emotions. Like, I want my husband to be my best friend. And that's just what it is. So we have that gentleman, and I said all of that to say, the third gentleman that I'm mentioning is the one who wants to be this eternal best friend. I have had many, and I think it's because growing up, I had my older brothers. So growing up, I always was more comfortable making friends with guys than girls. I had a lot of girls steal from me or be catty or want to fight, and which is ridiculous. And so I didn't really have a whole lot of female friends. But all the way up through college, I accumulated a lot of male friends who were like brothers or whatever, and it wasn't sexual, it wasn't romantic, but they were legit male friends. And what happens is, as you get older, what I found in these male friends, because they're men, they want to keep you in this box like you're my friend, we're not together. But at the same time, they want to get their back scratched if they're itching. They want somebody pretty on their arm if they have somewhere to go and they don't have a relationship. They want a hot meal if you're willing to cook it for them. They want you to listen to them. They want you to compliment them. What's the point? I can't be a pretend wife. Bam, that's it. I am not a pretend wife. I am a whole woman, meaning I am a friend, but I'm also a lover. I'm also a giver. I have needs. I need from you. I'm not just here to provide and to serve. I actually need to be served in some ways. I need to be able to receive. Women are actually physically designed to receive, to intake. If you as a man have nothing to give her, or what you're giving her is a contradiction to who she is, remove yourself from her life. And these male friends, these BFFs, these best friends, these brothers, that's a waste of emotion. It's a waste, it's a distraction, and here is why. If I mean so much to you as a friend, if I mean so much to you as a woman, period, why would you let another man mistreat me? Why would you let another man scoop me up? Why would you give another man the opportunity to get what means so much to you? If it really means something to you, you would elevate it. So I'm saying all of this to say, there's the gentleman who plays games. There's the gentleman who has no vision. Then there's the gentleman that kind of wants to keep you in a box just so you can scratch his back when he needs it scratched, but he doesn't really know or want to go any further. In all these situations, what I have learned, I am a whole woman. The reason these situations don't work for me is because I am whole, because I know who I am. Now, before I know who I was, male friends went, oh, yes, brother, come over, brother. I'm going to cook for you, brother, because I just felt like I wanted the attention. You want the company. But recognizing that I'm a whole woman, even if I choose to be abstinent and celibate until I am married, I have a body. My body has needs. My body works. I have a vagina. I am familiar with sex. I know how it works. I'm not a prude. I'm not a statue. So you can't expect me to be in male-female situations and go on dates and to go on dinners and to not feel anything. You can't expect to have 2-hour-long conversations with me and I not feel anything. Just as I don't expect you to be in my presence and never be aroused, and never be intrigued, to never want to hold me. That would be ridiculous. So we have to stop wasting each other's time. If you are not a whole individual, please leave other people alone. Because until you become whole, you really have nothing to offer to another person. And it has been through my period. It's been, 7 years since I've been divorced? I've been divorced for 7 years. So in this process, in that time, I've learned to be whole. I have become whole. I didn't start this way. I wasn't whole when I got married. I had to get here. It's by the grace of God that I got here. But in being here, it shows me just how many other people are empty, in half, and cut in half, and divided in half, or even cut in 2, 3s, and 4s. So many of us are walking around with emptiness and with holes and with voids, and we're not allowing God to mend us. We just keep jumping from relationship to relationship because we think the ring or the baby or the house is going to fix it. But the truth is, none of that is going to fix it. You have to be whole first. Be whole before you become a mother or a father. Be whole before you become married. Be whole before you open a business. Because the whole you, the full you, you can do some things. But if you show up with pieces missing, then people are going to be able to stuff all kind of things in you, and you're going to think you're full. And what happens when people start to remove themselves and their things from you? Then everything that you've started in your emptiness is going to crumble. Believe me, I'm telling you because I've been there. I'm telling you because I don't want you to hurt the way that I've had to hurt. So we're not going to waste each other's time anymore. We're not going to entertain gentlemen who don't want us. or who just want to play with us. We're not going to entertain women who just want to use us, gentlemen. We're not going to go on dates just so we're not alone. We're not going to buy gifts just to say we did it. We're not going to go and meet people's families. We're going to stop playing with love and with relationships, because the truth of the matter is life is too short. We have got less time to act like we got time to waste. So while you're out here accumulating booty partners and ex-boyfriends and potential whatevers you want to call it, you're wasting time. And more importantly, you're destroying your soul and compromising your body. Every time you let somebody in, even if it's not sex, but every time you are intimate emotionally and spiritually with somebody and they leave, they take a piece of you. So do yourself a favor as I wrap this video up. Collect the pieces of yourself that you have allowed to be scattered. Collect them. Gather yourself. Bring it to God. Ask Him to handle it. Ask Him to show you who you really are. Ask Him to put you back together. And then once He does it, receive this beautiful, new, full, whole version of yourself. Get to know yourself. Learn to love yourself. And then pursue those things that only add to you, that make you better, that enrich you. Let iron sharpen you. Because you are iron. You are not plastic. You are not paper. You are iron. You are beautiful. You are special. You are magnificent. You are valuable. I can go on and on. But in short, you are God's child. He loves you so much. And He does want you to be in a happy relationship. But He wants the whole you to show up to that relationship. Because what God has for you is complete. When God does a thing, it is done fully. It is done well. So He cannot afford to give a half version of you, a whole version of His destiny. He wants to give the full you, His full destiny. So let Him make you whole. Refuse to hurt another person by showing up to a relationship half full or half empty. Refuse to do it. Okay, you guys, we can do this. We are better than that. All it takes is being willing to walk in love. So as always, I'm going to leave you with this. Let love live. Okay? I love you. Have a great day.